Okay, so today's video, I will be doing like a recap. It may be a long video. I'm gonna let y'all know this now. So if you the type that want to do stuff while you playing YouTube in the back, go ahead do that because I'm gonna try and make this video a little bit over 10 minutes. But if we get up 15 plus minutes, I am sorry. It wasn't intentional. But yes, I want to give y'all like a quick recap of the last 5 years of being a bariatric patient. I felt that since I pretty much showed y'all my first year to year and a half of my journey. I felt like it was I needed to like have a formal way to close this VSG chapter. So first I want to talk about the first 30 days following bariatric getting VSG. Within that first 30 days, I was on a liquid diet. We all are like on a similar diet when you are within like that 30 days. You go from clear liquids to regular liquids to puree to soft foods to regular foods. And that can take really it takes about like 5 weeks to get back to eating normal. But for me during that, I lost about 30 pounds. And that was mind blowing to me because who do you know loses 30 pounds in literally 30 days? And the thing about that is that first month, to people who are new to the surgery, a lot of people take that first month very seriously because you looking at me, you see that I lost 30 pounds in 1 month. You look at the next person, they lost 20 pounds in 1 month. You look at another person, they lost 35, 40 pounds in 1 month. When it comes to your first month, I literally want you to focus on making sure that you are eating the right foods, drinking enough protein, drinking enough water. Do not worry about how much weight you lose within that first 30 days. The weight is going to come off. You just got to trust the process. Just make sure that you trust the process and don't overdo it, don't overthink it. Literally just do what you need to do. That's one thing that I'm realizing 5 years post-op when it comes to vertical sleeve gastrectomy is you literally just have to do what you're supposed to do. And we all should know what to do by the time we are on that table and we're getting those incisions in our stomachs. Within the first 6 months, I did start going to the gym about 5 weeks post-op, and I was doing mostly cardio. I'm gonna let y'all know this now. If I mention the gym anytime between year 1 to year 4, I'm thinking mostly cardio first and then strength training second. As my journey went along, the more I started to do like more strength training, looking back on it, I wish I would have been doing that from the jump. I wish I would have focused more on strength training versus cardio. I felt like I probably would have had better results and my body's dysmorphia probably would have been like a little bit different if I was just doing that from the jump instead of just relying on cardio. But yeah, so the first 6 months was smooth. I did not have like any red meat. I was scared to eat red meat my first like year, to be honest, because I don't know, just something about red meat just intimidated me. And I felt like if I ate some red meat, I was gonna mess up my stomach, and I was not trying to do that. My first 6 months, I mostly was eating like chicken and fish. Well, I say my first 3 months I was eating chicken and fish, and then around the time I was like 4 months post-op, that's when I became pescatarian because I like fish. I can eat fish all day. I like salmon. I can literally eat salmon every day for like a year straight and be perfectly fine with it. But yeah, I went into eating like pescatarian and whatnot. Another thing is drinking. My surgeon told me to wait 6 months to be able to drink alcohol, but your girl waited 90 days. I had me a drink 3 months after having surgery. And I will always remember my first drink post-op. One, my tolerance was super low. Literally a half a shot will get you drunk. And that's something that's common between a lot of people. Even to this day, being 5 years post-op, my tolerance for alcohol is still extremely low. Like your girl used to be a Hennessy baby back in the day. Back in college, baby, I had me a bottle of Hennessy. And Hennessy did me right. But once I had surgery, Hennessy just did me wrong. I can't do it no more. Bring me some wine or something, like bring me a good little 10% or 5%, you know what I'm saying? But before then, I was out here. I was in college. I was having fun. The first time I did have my first drink, I remember it burned. It burned from the time it got into my mouth. It burned going down my throat. You can literally feel it burning all the way till it gets to your stomach. And one thing that I will give like advice to when it comes out to drinking is to wait as long as possible. Anything that you feel can be a negative, addictive thing that you can pick up, don't do it. If you are the type of person that smoke and you get hungry and stuff like that, try and wait as long as possible to start smoking. Try and wait as long as possible to start drinking. It is extremely easy to become addicted to these things because for me personally, and it may be your story as well, I personally feel like I was addicted to food and I used to emotionally eat all of the time. Within that first 6 months, you're going to go through a point where you break your addiction with food. And that is going to be some of the most traumatizing thing to happen to you this entire journey. You're going to sit and look at a plate and you're going to be like, I'm about to mess this plate up. I'm about to eat all of this food, and literally you take 2 bites and you're going to break that addiction with food, and it's going to be extremely traumatizing until you get used to it. And now I'm used to it. There's days where I can finish a plate and there's days where I cannot finish a plate. I will say that my first year, I would say that I was able to eat up to 4 ounces of food in one sitting, which I feel is good. I don't think that my stomach has stretched a lot since it's been 5 years. But yeah, let's go into year two. Okay, so year two, I had the mindset of, okay, so the hard part is over. I done lost this weight. I'm still gonna lose weight. Like when you get into your year two, you're still thinking that it's easy to lose weight when really it's slowly but surely getting harder and harder. I gave up protein shakes. I was just trying to get in most of my protein with like just foods, meats, chicken, salmon, and whatnot. 2 years would be 2020. So this is the year where I started to gain weight back. And it was due to the pandemic. I feel like if the pandemic never would have happened, I still would have been on a good track. But since the gyms closed, I was in a relationship, we was eating whatever we wanted, it resulted to weight gain. Going into 2020, I was weighing about 100. I would say I'm going on a higher end because I can't remember the exact number. I was probably closer to about 170 pounds. Um, and by the end of 2020, I was around 200 pounds or so, between 200 and 210 pounds. This is the part of the journey where I don't see a lot of people talk about it, or if they do talk about it, they don't really go into too much details. They just say that they gain weight and they just go about it. They make it seem like the surgery failed them when in actuality, no, you failed yourself. So going into 2020, the gyms are closed. My eating was extremely different during that time. I started drinking more. I was cooking 4 course meals damn near. I was eating pot roast, spaghetti, a lot of carbs. I was not really caring about my protein. But one of the biggest things that caused me to gain weight, in my opinion, was the drinking. In 2020, that's literally what everybody was doing. Everybody was drinking in 2020. Your girl had a bottle of wine almost every day. It didn't matter if the stores was closed or not. I had access to some kind of alcohol. And as the year went by, I wouldn't say that all the weight came back quickly. I would say each month I probably gained between like about 5 pounds a month or so. And this is literally from February to December because I started gaining weight literally when the pandemic started. I was still in the gym. I was still doing eating like protein first and whatnot. Like I said earlier, I was like branching away from protein, but I was still maintaining for my weight. I was still doing everything that I needed to do. But with the alcohol, I was drinking sugary wines, and y'all know that that's empty calories. Empty calories and excessive sugar can get result in weight gain. 2020 showed me that I already knew that VSG was like a tool. It wasn't the save all be all, but I did think it was kind of like a security blanket that was just going to, stop me. Mind y'all, during this time, I don't even think that my stomach stretched a lot. It was just me eating in one sitting, getting full, then a little bit later drinking some alcohol, and then coming back eating more food. It was just me not doing what I was supposed to do, not doing what I was supposed to do because I knew what I needed to do to be able to maintain. I was already in the game for 2 years, and what I was doing was working for me, but I gave all of that up in 2020. Okay, so like in 2021, I still was gaining weight. I think by my surgery in 2021, I probably was like 215 pounds. And this is a year after the pandemic. Slowly but surely, the gyms are starting to open, the stores are starting to open, and I'm feeling like just a fat slob. I don't know if that's just something I need to go to therapy for, because like I told y'all before, I'm scared to gain weight. But I just felt like a complete slob. I felt ugly. I felt fat. I felt like I was 288 pounds when really I was 215 pounds. That was 215 was too close to 288 pounds in my eyes. I ended up making a appointment with my surgeon because I still had a good relationship with my surgeon. My surgeon was Dr. Zinni, located in Livonia, Michigan. We were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, you've gained a lot of weight within the past year, because I was going to my 1 year um appointments up until like last year. And I'm like, yeah, I have gained weight. And I told him, like, it's my fault. I try my best not to make any excuses, even though, they slip through the cracks. But when it comes to the weight loss, I know what I'm doing. So I told him, like, yeah, I messed up. I've been drinking, I've been eating. Can you help me? And I told him this time, I'm like, I'm not going to take phentermine. Like, I think he did put me on phentermine. Yeah, he put me on phentermine at first, but phentermine makes me extremely aggressive. It makes me like, I personally feel like it makes me more like violent. Not saying I walk around doing violent things, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm taking phentermine, I'm more likely to pick the devil side versus the angel side when it comes to situations. And also, I wasn't sleeping because phentermine kept me up and it had my heart racing. So I was on phentermine for maybe like a month or so, and we had, I know the brand, like, it's Ozempic, Wegovy, the one that's below Ozempic, the one that just the shot that you take every day. He put me on that, and I was on that medication for about, I really can't remember, it was less than a year or so, like that. And I did lose some weight on it. The weight did not come off fast at all compared to Ozempic and Wegovy, but it was helping me with curbing my appetite. So during this time, I started going to the gym again. I started to kind of eat better, but I still was eating shitty. I still was like kind of drinking, so that could be a reason why the weight was not coming off as fast as it should have been. But yeah, that medication and that like portion, it was, I believe I got videos on it. If not, it's on my Instagram. But that's all in 2020, 21. After the some Meclitol, y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean. Y'all know I be messing up words like that. Don't judge me, judge your mama. But after that, that's when he put me on Ozempic, and Ozempic was the one shot injection to help you lose weight. Around this time, he never told me that it was for diabetics. He pretty much told me like it's like the medicine you're taking now. It's just you're gonna take this every week instead of every day. So I'm like, cool. That's why I started taking it. I did not know about it prior to getting it prescribed. I literally just took what my doctor gave me. From there, I started to slowly but surely lose weight. I believe by the end of 2021, I may have been about 180 pounds or so, like that. 190, between 185 and 190 pounds. I was on Wegovy, and that's when I lost a lot of weight. By the time April, May came around, I was about 160 pounds, and that's when I stopped taking Wegovy. That's when my prescriptions ran out, and I pretty much was at a good weight. And from there, your girl got depressed, And instead of me gaining my appetite back, my appetite still was gone, and I still continued to lose weight because I wasn't eating. Around this time, I did start going to the gym again, and around this time, I started doing more strength training, and I wasn't doing any cardio, so was continuing to lose weight. My lowest weight that I got to was 135 pounds. That was the smallest that I've ever been as an adult. That is the sickest I've ever looked as an adult. I had a leg gap. I could literally fit both of my hands around my thigh. That's how small I got. So after I was able to recover from that little depressive spat around like October, November of 2022, that's when I was on the journey of trying to gain weight. And gaining weight, it did not take that long to get from like 135 to like 150. I believe that took probably like 3 months. And then it took me like 1.5 months to get up to about like 160. Right now, I'm weighing in at 165, and I stay in between 160 and 170. Like in my last video, if I get up to 170, I know what I'm supposed to do to get myself back down. As of my weight has fluctuated so much that I just honestly just don't take it that serious, because I know that, yeah, my weight can get up here, but I can get it back here. I'm confident, and I'm comfortable with knowing that I'm able to make the right decisions to get back to that weight that I want to. Now, if I want to get below like 150 or something like that, honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Honestly, I don't even want to be less than 150 pounds. Like, I think that I'm finally becoming comfortable with my body telling me that you should be this weight. Because I would say, out of my complete journey with being up from 288 to 135 pounds, I've been the most comfortable around the 160 mark. And for the longest, I wanted to be like 150. I even wanted to get down to 145 before, but even at those weights, I didn't. I still did not feel comfortable. I felt like I still was too big. Like I said before, I don't know if it's just me not caring, or if it's just me just like adapting to my life. Within the past 5 years, I literally went from being fat to being average to being slim thick to being big to being skinny to being just me. I really don't even have a way to describe what my body type is now. I don't know. I know I'm not big, but I don't know if I'm considered average. I don't know if I'm considered thick, because people be lying to me saying that my booty not getting bigger, but I think they just telling me that so my head don't get big. But yeah, I guess if I had to put myself in a category, it would be like average. But in reality, I'm just Blossom. That's my body type, Blossom. If you want more in depth and in the moment reactions to what I was going through, make sure that you subscribe, like and comment. Let me know where you are in your journey if you are interested in getting bariatric surgery. So make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a good day, morning, night, afternoon, evening, or whenever you watch this video. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. Deuces.